same pace, so they should not let this sort of tempo slow down any further. Masha as well as Gronk being that consistent man throughout these past 2 games. What's going to be the next one to be axed out?
Well, Todak, they decided to take out Masha. They don't want to first pick that, so Export might be on the chopping block. We'll see if Todak go for it. I would expect Todak to leave Export open so that they can first pick it. There we go. They ban out the Kufra. So for RRQ, they won't have the Kufra pick for when their pick phase comes because it's 2 heroes. But for Todak, they might secure themselves the Export opening if RRQ decides to leave that open. The Kaja was banned out in game 1. We've seen a Hylos ban in that second ban phase by Todak in the previous game as well.
I don't think that they should ban away that Hylos. They can pick it for themselves right here, right now. Or even better yet, secure high priority picks like the Export, which definitely is a better choice to actually play than that Tyra. So there definitely is both for choice right here. It's either they go for that sort of fighter on the side lanes, or even secure some high priority mage. And Harif still being left out in the open is definitely one great choice. Same goes to Esmeralda as well. But we can slowly go down the list as well, because we usually see all these teams locking on the tanks first. So if they want the high loss, they could go ahead and do so.
Hellcut banned out. RRQ, they jumped on the opportunity. Masha taken out. Masha was banned by RRQ because they had to dedicate resources to the Export, but Masha banned out by Todak in this game. RRQ, they banned the Hellcut. This will force Todak to possibly play RRQ's game, which RRQ is already comfortable with. Kaja will be the first pick. Xbox still left open.
We are RRQ, Viva RRQ fans, all on the top side, just waving their flags all over the stadium. Now, of course, mentioning about that sort of draft right here, Kaja being the very first pick. Of course, it's going to be pretty tough to actually deal with this. So I'm looking at the rest of the members of RRQ slowly thinking, how exactly do they want to negate getting Divine Judgment away in that sort of sense?
Well, we've seen, I believe, Evo's Legends, when they went up against Tennis Gaming Plus, they actually, was it Tennis Gaming Plus? No, not Tennis Gaming Plus. I believe there was a game where there was a Kaja present in Group D, and Evo's Legends went 4 Purify.
4 Purify.
Yeah, 4 Purify.
Well, they could get even more pure than that with 5 if they really want to. But now, heading in towards that 2 picks here, we see both the Akai as well as Export being taken up as well. So that's definitely a good head start for the side of RRQ. I did thought that the side of Todak would have secured that Export in that sort of sense, but these definitely start off with at least a very solid Kaja in that sort of sense.
Yep, and for the Export, I think because Todak, they're now focusing on the Kaja pick, right? Due to the fact that this Kaja will allow RRQ, Todak, excuse me, to pick off the members of RRQ. Since RRQ take all these big engages, and Todak, they want to stop that. So with that Kaja pick, they can kind of fall away from possibly focusing just on split push, but also catching RRQ if RRQ decides to group up. The Damos and the Lunox will be the choice for Todak and RRQ. They will lock in the Kimi.
Kimi here, finally being brought in once again. Well, I do like that Moon is currently eyeing to pick up that Lunox in that sort of sense, because there's a couple of times that we see that Lunox really popped off really hard. Now, heading into phase number 2, they have about 30 seconds right here, and I'm looking at marksman options, and Granger is currently my favorite marksman with really great high win rate ratios.
Yeah, we actually didn't see much Granger yesterday in Group D. I believe the only team that played Granger was Diltvolt from Russia, and after that, it was just the carry show. Tennis Gaming Plus, the only marksman that they picked was Bruno. That did not work out, but other than that, Granger kind of fell off the radar. Todak will make sure that that this hero is, remember, they ban out the Granger and RRQ, instant ban on the Chang'e.
As if they actually took our advice, but it's going to be the Hayabusa heading in towards the 4th pick. Now, the reason why I actually raised my voice is because this is definitely that high risk, high reward gameplay that RRQ definitely likes, but then again, a lot of it is calculated risk. So I'm really excited excited to see how they're just going to be using those OG shadow kills as well as all these shadows to actually hop around just to pull a little bit of that sort of the mental warfare against the side of Todak.
And I like the Hayabusa pick for another reason, because it can be a choice for Todak to replace that Hellcat if you want to go for the split push. So RRQ, they are not just picking the comfort pick, they're denying Todak from going for from being in their comfort zone. They're trying to push Todak as far as they can towards the edge, but Todak sticking to their guns. They lock in Lolita and the Cho.
Lolita and Cho for the very final pick right here. And I do like the fact that there is a little bit more of that breathing space for Todak this time around, skilling a whole lot better in that sort of sense. When they could definitely go in with a pickup with the Way of the Dragon as well, but RQ here, I do like how they responded.
Yeah, the final pick from RQ, and this is going to be a different game for both teams. Todak still trying to retain their identity, but RQ, they want to strike back, and they want to go for those heavy fighter lineup. You see the Kimi, you see the X-Pro, you see the Hayabusa, and I believe the last one was a Ruby for RQ.
Well, I definitely see that RQ always fills us up with a whole lot of surprise. We're talking about the Kings here, who likes to actually set the tempo, set the meta, and set the pace for everyone to follow. And now, of course, they are 1-0 up on this sort of the scenario. So they're pretty much sitting comfortably. But this is also that sort of sense that in the upper brackets, you can still try a couple of things and still have that safety net to fall back into.
Oh yeah.
But maybe not for long. If they were complacent in any sort of point of the game, then they may be falling down to the lower brackets as well.
Yeah, especially when the series progresses really quickly for Mobile Legends. In a blink of an eye, RRQ are already up 1-0 in this best of 3, and we are talking about the upper brackets. These teams fight tip grinding just for this spot, just to be here, and one of these contenders will be knocked down to the lower bracket by the end of this best of 3. And if you are on the back foot, if you are Todak right now, keeping the identity is one, but executing it will be the challenge.
Definitely, execution will prove to be pretty tough. One of the best the world has to offer in that sort of sense. Both Todak as well as RQ has gained a whole lot of all the support coming in, not only from Malaysia, but the rest of the world on how beautiful they actually execute all of their sort of the drafts, all the way down to the macro and micro play.
Yeah, I think the macro play is definitely the impressive part from RRQ. You can kind of look at them and say EVO's Legends were doing the same, probably better in Group D, but fact of the matter is, I feel like the macro play for Mobile Legends is more important than having those micro skills. Skills is one, but knowing how to control the map, knowing the fundamentals of the game is ultimately what's going to lead you to victory, because it sets the tempo. It forces the opponents to play your game. And RQ, they basically attach the strings to Todak and made them puppets.
That's true, and this is where it really separates pro players from a bunch of ranked solo queue players who are possibly chasing for those stars, where they really know what exactly to do to actually make all these sort of sets to actually bait people out and follow their sort of way of play. And this is also that sort of fact where they really have to also find a couple of all those mistakes to actually punish, and RRQ are ruthless at that. The moment that you commit one flaw, they will find that hole and they will dig it deep and, of course, bury down their enemies in the ground.
Yeah, and well, to say it, maybe not Todak, maybe it's Todak, maybe it's no. Game 1 was going down that direction, but Todak with the Cho and the Lunox, two of their comfort picks. They're getting back into the zone. They've eliminated the Dyrop after feeling that Dyrop was ineffective. Maybe Game 1 was a warm-up. Maybe Todak are the slow starters. They need time to warm that engine up to get it revved. But RRQ, you look at the draft and you would think to yourself, the split push might not be the option to go for because of the presence of this Hayabusa.
And now that we're having the Hayabusa coming in, it's going to be an effective split push for members of RRQ. Well, of course, I might say too soon, as Todak could also try to punish him as well while he's laning and try to negate as much of that sort of a roaming coming from that Hayabusa. That's definitely going to be something that's really important to factor in, because if he gets that free roam, he can easily assassinate anyone over on the river. And now it's time for us to, of course, have a bird's eye view on Asiato Arena as well as the players who will be playing game number 2.
The battle will continue at the Celestial Palace. Todak against RRQ. Now RRQ, one game out, feeling really confident. You mentioned that they didn't seem to even break a sweat while taking that game 1 away from Todak, but Todak, they should definitely be sweating right now. And if anything, taking that 5 to 10 minutes to recompose and reevaluate what they should do in game 2 is of utmost importance. And you cannot succumb to this pressure. Yesterday, the interview with Onyx did show that, but we'll keep that for now because game 2 between Todak and RRQ is underway.
Starting things off, we're already seeing a lot of all these movements coming from both sides. Then us will be a little bit of that game changer heading in towards those 5v5 team fights. Chicken wing spot out by Liam as well. Great split screen coming in from the production team, so hats off to you guys. Right at the back. Well, then as well as I'm Diago managed to go in for the first clear over mid side. Only hops in towards their territory to get a little bit more extra goal.
Yeah, it's impossible to match the push of Xbox plus Kimi. Flamethrower plus Gatling gun, way too fast to deal with. But again, Hayabusa, you have the Archive sticking with him, so Sin is going to have a pretty decent lane compared to this Lolita show. X-Ray tries to go for the counter jungle, but Lemon is there, and that is the problem right now. Todak, they can't stick to the same exact playstyle because RRQ, they are pressuring this solo lanes. They're not even caring about the middle lane. Middle lane was left wide alone because they want to make sure Todak cannot split push.
Yeah, for the side of Todak here, they're also trying to actually go in for a couple of those steals, but to no avail for Todak. They're slowly just rolling around. Look at those chickens. They're not really securing all too much. While we're looking at a little bit of that goal, of course, laying towards RRQ, but it's too small to even call it elite for the time being. While Liam being a really good scout here across that river, just slowly moving in and out. Same goes to Nanas as well. Well, Chico slowly getting that boots here for a little bit of that roaming potential as we see Vin already on the move as well.
And I like what RRQ is doing. They're playing this 1-2-2. They make sure that solo laner can deal with Stammer, while the other two duos walk around, creating havoc across the map. But X-Ray, he's the first to hit level 4. Lemon getting jumped on, trying to get away, does get the stun out, and he dashes to safety. X-Ray not able to convert that into a kill.
Well, X-Ray still a bit far from that sort of scenario to actually secure themselves that first blood. But Vin here might just be taken down in a 1 versus 3 skirmish. Now Firaga armor has just been popped, so Vin's got to be a little bit more careful than he was before. That's going to be the turtle coming up online, and now Lemon looking for that engage. Flicker coming out from the nuts, and that, well, of course, got to correct myself. Flicker coming from the side of RRQ side, and they are now in pole position to actually secure this turtle.
Lemon got away, but the Divine Judgment will find Liam. Hurricane Dance will keep it alive for a bit longer, but his first blood for Todak. And now Vin comes in with the last stand. He has to immediately retreat. The Luminum Blast actually got cancelled. Nanas, he messed that up, but it's fine because he has to re-engage. Vin trying to get away with the flamethrower to keep himself alive, and Todak, they will now secure turtle.
I just love how they are playing this one with a solid way of just hitting it in towards that jungle to invade. Ewan now, of course, taking a little bit too much of that overstep, and they will have to fall back. Let's have a look into the replay, brought to you by U-Mobile. And Liam was definitely caught off guard with that perfect Divine Judgment, pulling him all the way back into his team.
Yeah, props to E1. He was 0.5 seconds faster on the trigger finger. He caught Liam mid-through that 1,000-pounder, and he just dragged him back to the rest of Todak. So Todak getting the first blood and the turtle. Great start for them. They're still able to apply pressure to the side lanes, sticking to their identity. This is what I like about Todak. They're not going to change anything just because it failed, because Moon will get that second kill.
Well, first the Ruby hasn't really come up online all too well, but since not going to be making it move any further. Wow, what the beautiful hurricane dance that was, and that kill will be channeled in towards the side of the Hayabusa.
Immediately Todak, whenever time they can find, they sacrifice a body for a turret. Perfect, the flicker right in. Chico found the way of the dragon. Liam goes down, one killing spree, and he will find another one. Double kill for this Lunox. Todak, they lead by 4.
As they go on a killing spree, we hear the crowd go frenzy, and now OG Shadow kill. Replay for 1. Let's get back into the game. We're seeing a little bit of fight, but of course there was a great kill heading in towards the mid as we hear an unstoppable force coming in for RRQ.
Who needs the replay when the live action is just absolutely bonkers? Lunox less than 5 minutes in, 6-0-0. Absolutely monstrous. It's going to be a really big threat to RRQ, and Todak flipping the script around. Maybe they've woken up.
I've talked about that Wonder Kid food, and now he is coming up online and showing what he's made up here. He's going for a chase as well. He wants to land that Divine Judgment a little bit way too far, my friend, as we'll be taken back for a little bit for now. Now, of course, so safe for us to actually have a look into what's going on there as Liam gets pulled back. Bolton us is on the other corner as well, but Liam has already flickered away, and Vin will not commit, as we'll see one more kill in the hands of Todak.
Todak absolutely massacring RRQ in game 2. The Kaja priority, perfect. All they needed was the Divine Judgment. RRQ, they are eyeing on this second turtle. Sin waiting in the wings. Vin being distraction, but Ivan goes for scouting duty. Goes in, steals the turtle, and he gets out.
Rex Wicker Keon sneaking this one in. And wow, we talk about ninjas, and this one literally did his duty.
That came in like a shadow, and he just disappeared. RRQ with that turtle will be able to stall the lead from Todak. We talk about Todak, 7 kills to 2. You can look at the goal graph though. RRQ, they're pushing back, they're retaliating. Lumina blast this out, but immediately flicker from Lemon to get out.
But Lumina blast was well timed, but that's going to force a lot of all the spells going on their cooldown. But on behalf of the Wild Flight will be Liam trying to actually pin the middle of the wall, but X-Ray should be well enough healthy to actually take the likes of Lemon. But here comes the rest of Todak as well, crashing over the side of it as they try to commit to this fight. Overstep here, and X-Ray, the first one to be taken up, or no Brand Bay Pop as well, and then us caught in between, forced to flicker away, and here comes Sin as well from the back. They're all in the disarray as they have to go. Oh, way of the dragon, and he enters this battle here as they will flicker away, but here comes Sin, and shadow kill as well. RRQ takes them off.
Sin! The team wipe for RRQ. Chico sneaked that way of the dragon, but you cannot take your eyes off this ninja. He came in fast and furious, took the immediate triple kill. Just look at this remake by U-Mobile. Sin, he was brought down low, but Todak was in no position to fight RRQ. They pushed through, and the tanks were not able to protect against Sin. He came in, immediately wiped 3 off the map.
He actually came back to try to turn things around, but Sin, he was in prime position. He held back for a little bit longer. He might have only 30% of health left, but that was well enough for them to actually get in. Now we hear a little bit of warfare coming from the fans as well. Shouts of Todak as well as RRQ as we see the Ruby falter.
Todak definitely needed that war cry. They needed that kill onto Lemon, but Sin will be the moon of RRQ. Lunox 9-1-1, but this Hayabusa is coming online. He can deal with this Lunox single-handedly. RRQ getting their second turtle, which is the third of this particular game. And you look at the goal grab right just now, because of one fight, it completely dove back down to RRQ's favor.
That definitely skyrocketed in their hands. Well, we're also seeing that's where a split push coming in from the top side as well. And of course, X-Ray doing X-Ray things here, just trying to actually secure this buff. Liam as well.
Oh no.
Oh no.
They drag Vin back. Piraga arm against Papa. Liam to split the battle line with the Hurricane Dance. The 5 seconds dead, but X-Ray just keeping on tap with this Vin. They actually stop him. Vin, he gets out. Chico now once again, and X-Ray will survive. Clean disengage from both teams.
Endless battle being fought there by Sin. And, yep, I just gotta say, every one of all these members from Todak as well as RQ, they know what risks to take, and that's definitely not one that they should commit into. But speaking of that, they're not here being caught out for another time.
They pull the Lolita back, and Sin immediately goes right in with the shadow kill and bounces to the minion waves. So Todak dodging that death blow right there from this Hayabusa, but you can see the arrival. They're gonna box X-Ray in, and X-Ray has nowhere to go. Mega kill for the Hayabusa.
I just love how Liam comes right in for an arrival just to pin them to the wall, negating some of all these members useless, but in that sort of sense, only one that will be X-Ray, and that's definitely more than enough. Last fatality coming out, same goes to Order of Brilliance, then diving right in, but all they needed was the tower, and they will back away for the floor.
They immediately force out the Order of Brilliance from this duel so that Todak will not be able to fight, but 10 minutes in, the Lord has spawned RRQ, immediately congregating at that area. Kimmy on guard duty. I am Lemon on guard duty as well. They know Todak desperately need this to hold on, and they are not afraid to stand their ground. Lenas, again, out of position, has to charge away.
We're already looking at RQ setting up shop as well, as we see Sin, of course, doing a little of those dicey moves. Liam, once again, pans people off with the Hurricane Dash. Taya tries to pull him away, and now one more fatality going into this battle here. It's going to be Vin fronting the fight, but that's all that they needed. Just pickoffs, and pickoffs. And without that Cho, they might just have less chances to secure that lore.
Yeah, and actually trying to find a way in, not able to get that. Divine Judgment was used on Liam, but they were not able to convert that into a kill. So RRQ have full control of the entire map. They can do whatever they want at this stage. Todak, again, losing Chico 0-3. This Cho has not shown the effectiveness that we need. He got a great kick in that previous fight, but because Sin came in and wiped the entire Todak, it didn't really matter. The goal graph now is painted all red in coalescence with RRQ's national flag. The Lord will be started down to 30%. Todak, they need something to happen. RRQ, they're gonna take it slow. Pull up the Lord for now. Make sure that Todak goes zone out. Chico, too late to the party. Lemon now, looking for the engage. Chico manages to dash away, but the flip, they caught Chico, and Chico will be made into a meal. He just get out though. Then last is Andy. He's gonna fry Chico with that flamethrower. Meanwhile, Sin going crazy. Unstoppable goes in with the shadow. Nunas have been started up trying to get away, but Liam pushes him back, and the rest of Todak into the wall. E1 managing to get out with a still up now, but X-Ray keeping the team alive. Two down. They need two more. They need to do all the matches they can. X-Ray will be taken down. Maniac for RRQ, and it's up to Chico to keep Todak in the upper bracket.
And they're not going to give away a salvage so early into the very first series of the game, but they're crashing in towards the bottom side. This just might be the fate being sealed, and now